Welcome everyone to another episode of Mining Now. I'm your host, Jared Downey. I'm here in Vancouver, but our guests for the next 9 episodes are going to be based in Toronto, attending the PDAC. So we have our team is out there setting up equipment to interview everyone. It's going to be lots of fun because we're covering so many different facets of the mining industry. For this episode, we're going to be talking about the software side and from some very unique perspectives. So to join the show, we're going to have Promine, Mohamed Zaki. He's the marketing manager and the business development manager for Africa. So Mohamed, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, Jared. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me and having Promine as one of your guests. And we're actually super excited to be back. Finally, after a couple of years, we're back here again. And it's great to be here and to meet people from all over the world. So great to be here.
The rumor is there's a little bit of a lineup outside. We're
Yeah.
filming your episode right like on the minute that the doors open. So I think they've got quite an attendance happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So have you got a chance to go to many other events, or is this sort of your first large event?
Well,
this year?
During this year, I've had the chance to be in Nigeria actually for a mining conference. It was my first time in Nigeria. I was there. I met a lot of professionals from the industry. It was great to meet a lot of people and to learn about the mining industry in Nigeria. It's actually a country full of untapped resources, and they have a great potential in general as a country to advance in this industry. So that was one trade show that I attended there.
Was there a lot of activity there, sort of a hunger to get things going and developed?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially from the technology side, a lot of people are looking for advanced software solutions. With this technological era, a lot of people want to use the advanced methods to effectively use it in the industry to essentially to mine resources. A lot of students were there too. Everybody was super interested, and we've had a lot of people come at our booth, and it was a successful event.
I'm always curious, and it's great because I want to get into about who Promine is, but I'm always curious because it's right in your title, the business development manager for Africa. I'm always curious when you go to an event like that, even culturally, when you're talking to people, is there a different approach to the communication? Are there different questions that you're being asked that you might at Toronto? Is there a difference, or is it pretty straight down the middle?
Right. So in terms of culture, I would say that it's of course it's very different, right? Like the North American culture compared to the African culture, compared to the Latin American culture as well, it's all very different. However, I feel like the basis of when it comes down to mining and the basis and the basic knowledge of mining, it's always the same. Like the questions that I get here in PDAC would probably be the same that I get in Nigeria. But I find that dealing with people might be a little bit different. For example, in Nigeria, respect is very important. Having that sense of professionalism is very, very important as well. Whereas maybe somewhere else might be a little bit different. So it's a matter of getting to know the people so that you can really understand the culture, and with that you can connect with the people and develop professional relationships.
Yeah, it's just always something that's very interesting. It stood out to me a little while ago. I was doing a pre-interview, and I sort of made a very sort of Canadian kind of joke, and he just stone-faced. And I realized this guy, he's kind of that like kind of Eastern European, kind of very stoic. He doesn't know me well. I'm like, okay, I'm no more jokes for the rest of this meeting.
Right.
Let's just get to it. And then it went very
No,
well.
absolutely.
I'm always curious about those little adjustments that you have to make.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's definitely different. Yeah.
All right, so let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. And first up, we've got Corporate Traveler. At Corporate Traveler, their seamless combination of expert service and innovative booking tech means you have what you need when you need it. Mining companies need experienced agents who know how to get you to far to reach destinations with ease, who understand rotational crew travel, chartering, and so much more. And with an average tenure of 8 years, their agents are the best in the biz and are experts at managing all your mining travel needs. Have an emergency? They've got your back 24/7, anywhere and on any device. Don't get stuck with complicated and rigid travel options. Get it done with Corporate Traveler. Visit them at corporatetraveler.com. Next up, we have Savannah Equipment. Savannah Equipment supplies new and used mining equipment around the world, from placer to underground to ore processing plants. They have gold concentrating tables, trommels, and mineral jigs in stock now to take advantage of the high gold prices. You can visit them at savannahequipment.com, where you will find more equipment every day. We also have Fenner Dunlop. Fenner Dunlop US-Flex belts are engineered to withstand the harshest applications, delivering benefits that solve customer problems via superior rip, tear, and impact resistance. US-Flex are extremely strong and robust belts that are difficult to destroy, which is important for heavy-duty bulk material handling environments. Made in their very own North American manufacturing facilities, this revolutionary concept in straight warp conveyor belting is up to 3 times more impact resistant versus competitor belting. US-Flex users use fewer belts per year, make fewer belt repairs and replacements, reduce or eliminate belt downtime, and improve employee safety. Visit FennerDunlopAmericas.com to learn more about their premium US-Flex conveyor belting. Next up, we have CIM. The 2022 edition of the Maintenance, Engineering, and Reliability Mine Operators Conference, or MEMO, is coming to Sudbury at Science North from September 18th to the 21st for a full in-person event. Join industry peers for 2 days of technical and keynote presentations, where you will have the opportunity to learn about many of the ways the mining industry is leveraging technology to adapt to a new world. Networking events will offer the chance to build relationships with other mining professionals. The event also includes a trade show featuring some of the industry's most dynamic companies that is not to be missed. So to register, go to memo2022.cim.org. And last but not least, we've got Power Zone Equipment. When you need a specialized team of world-class engineers for your oil and gas pipelines, dewatering, or any fluid handling needs, you want to visit powerzone.com. In addition to the inventory of rebuilt pumps, motors, engines, they also have an amazing team to design and engineer your systems, no matter the challenge, no matter the location. Get in the zone with Power Zone. Visit them at powerzone.com.
Let's talk about Promine. Sort of just give us a snapshot of who you are as a company.
Right. Okay. So Promine Inc. is a software company developed in Quebec, here in Canada, and our headquarters are in Quebec City, and we also have a Montreal office. So these are our two locations. So we basically provide solutions for the mining, surveying, and geology industries. So the solutions that we provide are CAD integrated. So that's in CAD platforms such as AutoCAD, BricsCAD, and any other CAD platform. And we also provide web solutions. So with that being said, our strongest products are actually integrated into these platforms. So we have tools for project management, 3D modeling, engineering, surveying, geology, and so much more. We are currently we serve over 100 mine sites in 12 countries, and we're also very supportive of the academic institutions all over the world.
Now, when you say supportive, is that a collaborative sort of to develop new systems as well as training? Is sort of that sort of collaboration?
Exactly, yes. So essentially, we have an academic program in which any academic institution, whether it's a university or an institution that simply teaches mining engineering, have the chance to collaborate with us. So we basically form an alliance with that university where there's a contract, and then all what we ask is for the professor or the instructor to teach Promine in one of the courses, and in exchange, that university gets free licenses for the professors, for the students, and they're able to integrate that in their academic process. Because I feel like students must learn software before graduating. It's an integral part of the mining industry, especially now with the technological era. It's very, very important to know software before graduating to get the chance to, excel in your career afterwards. And we're very, very supportive of that, and we really understand how important that is.
Do you think the universities have done and the colleges have done enough, or are they sort of having to? I mean, I guess that's why these partnerships with Promine are so important, because there's so much technology now coming out that, yeah, if you enter the workforce without, I mean, some very, very tangible skills, you could be quite behind.
Mhm. Right, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, it's a must. Like you need to know it before you graduate and go out there. Um, in terms of doing enough, I think here in North America in general, uh, the universities are very committed to integrating software into their courses, whereas maybe in other countries it's a little bit hard because usually the universities in general require funding to be able to purchase a
Mm,
software for their students. So
right.
the way we look at it is from the side of learning, right? So this is why our academic program is completely for free. It's free of
Wow.
charge because we really care about the students of the future. And this is one thing we do to really contribute to the mining industry.
On a global scale, not just North America.
Of course, yes. We have
Right.
currently we have 50 universities enrolled with our academic
Wow.
institution. We are very, very popular and strong in all of the Americas. So that's the North, Central, and South. And we currently have also an academic institution with us from Africa. We're always trying to get the word out there and motivate people to join us in this learning process.
Let's go. I know you've had a bit of on the last interview, I felt like I did an announcement a little bit too late. So I don't want to miss it this one. Provis, I've seen a lot of that on your website and even in the notes I got sent just about your company. Can you talk a little bit? I think that's a new launch for Promine.
Yes, absolutely. So Provis is actually a visualization tool for point cloud. So the reason why people like point cloud is because of the fact that it's powerful in the sense that you can survey thousands of points in 1 second, compared to traditional surveying where you have uh, one point or one measurement every several seconds. So that makes it very, very advantageous to people who really want a very detailed view of, and it looks very realistic when you look at the data afterwards.
Mm.
However, the downside of that is that you produce very heavy files. So files can range from 2 GB and above. So Provis comes in and it solves that problem. So you're able to import your point cloud data file and do some very basic manipulation, like measuring the volume, changing the color, cutting your model, measuring distances between points. And then you're able to reduce this file size while still preserving the same almost negligible differences when it comes to the shape and the size. And then you're able to download this file in the form of XYZ, PLY, E52 at a reduced size. And then this file is then compatible with multiple software, and then you're able to import it into other software. It's also compatible with Promine, where you can do more sophisticated manipulations, like integrated with your mine planning. If it's a drift, you can measure the volume. You can calculate the tonnage or the grade, or integrate it into your block modeling, your stope design, etc. So this is what Provis does in terms of point cloud.
Now this is, I mean, software and mining is is becoming a very competitive space, and well, probably has been for a
Mhm.
while. Where does Promine, when you see it, where does it sort of stand out? I mean, the ability to work with some of the companies the mining operators that you're working with, and obviously being able to collaborate with universities. I'm sure all these things help. But where do you see
Mhm.
that you're getting that edge?
Right. So we really understand how different everyone is in the mining industry, right? You have a lot of mines and a lot of junior explorers use the same methods, but everyone has their own way of doing things, right? So you have, let's say, in a mine, a long hole stoping method, it would be the same method used across the country, but you have different ways of doing it because you have different people, right? So of course, everybody does things differently. And this is why we really focus on developing customized software solutions in a short period of time. So we're able, so with our clients, we put a lot of priority in developing the software based on what the client wants and based on the industry needs as well. So they would tell us, oh, I need this new feature to do something specific related to their own way. So we're able to deliver that in a short period of time and able to provide the client with what they want in order for them to have a complete software package.
So
And
if I, oh, sorry,
yeah.
go ahead. Please, no,
Oh,
please continue.
sorry. Okay. Yeah. And something else that we really care about is user friendliness. So we understand how busy mining engineers and exploration geologists are, and we really want to develop a software that's easy to learn and use. And some of our products, like the CAD products that we sell, they're completely integrated into AutoCAD or BricsCAD and other CAD platforms as well. So that gives you the advantage of not only having a user-friendly software, but a very easy software to learn. So that, because you don't want to spend 5 weeks learning a new software. Nobody has time for that. So really in CAD, what you need to learn is how to draw a polyline or a line and how to use the command line, and you need your mining knowledge afterwards, and you're set. Like you can use even your intuition to learn the modules without any training. So this is one advantage that we also have.
So when you're at an event like PDAC, now you have to communicate that. I mean, in your role as marketing manager, I mean, that is your primary focus.
Right.
It would be easy to get lost. When you go to something like PDAC, you have to communicate things very quickly at these events to sort of grab someone, and then you can start the process. So how are
Absolutely.
you sort of approaching it? Obviously, you're coming on a show like ours, you're at PDAC, but even from a communication standpoint, how are you approaching, getting people sort of in the door and quickly helping them understand those value adds to sort of stand out from competition?
Right. So of course, like you said, it's a PDAC here. It's overwhelming too, right? You walk everywhere, you gain so much knowledge. Everybody's talking to you, and but we, in terms of me, the way I look at it is that the first step is to really, develop a relationship with the person you're talking with, right? Because the more you're friends with someone, the more they trust you. So I feel like it's not important to talk about anything related to Promine at first. You first, you want to take the door of just talking with that person, understanding their needs, understanding where they work, what they do, the challenges they face,
Mhm.
and then what you can do afterwards is to uh, provide a solution to their problems. Because if I'm just approaching them with, hey, like, check out Promine, then it's sort of like, like, okay, what do I do with it now,
Yeah.
So understanding the challenges that faces every person really helps in providing that solution. And as we develop customized solutions, it's very easy for me to answer
Mm.
their problems, because our solutions are extendable, right? We can provide an unlimited number of solutions, which can really help that person.
Yeah. I think you said about building those relationships first, and I
Right.
I think my theory is, and I think probably a lot of people would agree, is that
Hmm.
now with so much information out there, that now relationships that you build, because they're so spread out all over the world, and you have to be rock solid in your delivery, in your communication, because when you do, it's almost like a breath of fresh air, because people have so much coming at them, and it can make all the difference if someone's choosing between you or someone else.
Absolutely, absolutely true. Relationships are the integral part of any business. The reason why people put so much care into customer service nowadays is because they understand that developing relationship with the client and with people in general is very, very important. And like, it doesn't have to be um, so competitive. Like, I feel like maybe a lot of people think that in order to succeed, you need to come up with the best solution, come up with the best best competition style. Whereas in reality, I think developing a relationship and taking it simple is really the answer, right? When you talk to someone and they feel like you're treating them like an actual human being, and that you actually and that you genuinely care about what they have to say, I think that's you've won. Like, you don't have to come up with some magical solution to solve everyone's problem. So it really comes down to treating people right when it comes to business and developing the right relationships.
You know what just came to my mind when
Yeah.
you're saying that is sometimes as well, it's if you develop that relationship and you still get a no, which does happen,
Yeah.
you might actually get the courtesy of being told why in an honest way because you've developed that relationship. So then maybe the next one you can refine your process and close the next one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
I wanted to go to, but I want to go a little inward facing now as well because you're but still on that theme of collaboration and working, but from a distribution standpoint, are you also partnering up with like if I've got a software or I've got something that I want delivered to the industry, could I do it through you? Do you have any sort of those partnerships and collaborations happening?
Yes, we do. So we are always open for new commercial alliances. Any company that thinks that they really have an innovative solution that can solve a challenge in the mining industry are more than welcome to reach out to us and to ask us to collaborate in order to provide even a more powerful solution. Currently, we have in total 4 official commercial alliances. So we have 2 of them are with AutoCAD and BricsCAD. So these are the CAD platforms that we
Hmm.
integrate our solutions in. And we also have an alliance with a company called Mo Commerce Nigeria Limited. So Mo is not actually me; it's someone else. So they basically facilitate the business between Canada and Nigeria,
Mm.
and they also helped us to go there and present our solutions in the mining conference that I was talking about earlier. And we also have a commercial alliance with Leica Geosystems. So I can talk about this, but essentially it is a commercial alliance where we partner up to integrate the Leica instrument, which
Hmm.
is used for surveying, in our solutions as well. So we actually have a product called Promine Live Survey that uses their instruments to provide that solution.
Yeah, I've Leica does some amazing stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mhm.
I
Yeah,
see we've been with the company for a few years. And so I
yeah.
wanted to sort of ask, like getting a chance to deal with a company like Leica. You're in university, you get educated about things, but then you get a chance to work with a company like Promine, and then you get to, by extension, get to work with companies like Leica
Right.
and partners in Africa. I mean, the world just from the outside looking in, it seems
Yeah,
like you came into this industry and then the world just sort of opens up. Can you talk
yeah.
a little bit about that experience? Let's go from day one. What you sort of thought you were coming into, and now today.
Right. No, it was not what I expected at all. Well, it's a funny story because the reason why I chose mining is because the McGill University had an open house, and the mining booth had this super passionate student that was talking about mining like his life. And then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, well, this person is very passionate. I should maybe try mining. So it was actually a choice between electrical engineering and mining engineering. So I chose mining because of that guy. And next
You
thing you
chose the
know,
good
I'm
side.
I'm here now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's like I didn't even expect to work with a company like Promine. When I first started, I was working in support and quality assurance, and then I slowly moved to sales and in marketing, and now sort of like marketing and business development. So it was very long journey actually, and I've been with Promine for almost 4 years now, and I work with a great team. Everybody's we treat each other like family, and it's a very very fun environment to work with. So regarding Leica, so we, as I explained a bit earlier, that we adapt our solutions to what the industry needs.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, being time efficient is extremely, extremely important. And Promine Live Survey introduces a concept where you can perform live surveying underground using a tablet and the Leica instrument. So the way it works is that you go underground with your tablet and the Leica instrument, and you connect both using Bluetooth. So no need for wires, right? So once that connection is made, you're essentially able to control the Leica instrument using your tablet. And of course, and then afterwards you can perform live surveying all in your tablet using Promine. So of course, the first step is to locate the instrument using a resection of two prisms. And once that's set, you can then survey your underground development. So some of the things that you can do is, for example, show the drilling direction in order to quickly advance to the next round. You can measure drill holes. You can state grade lines. You can measure the underbreak and overbreak of a face. And you can use comprehensive commands to use commands like surveying backs, walls, and floors in order to model as built underground development directly in your drawing. And compared to traditional surveying, what you do is that you have your Leica instrument, you have a memory card, you take out that memory card, you exit the mine, you go into the office, you load the card, you import it into a software, and then you model. Whereas live survey offers you the ability to do that all underground. So what's interesting is that you can also have your full planned development on your tablet, and as the Leica instrument is rotating, surveying, you can see all these changes happening on all these data points directly in your drawing instantly. So you can imagine how much time that saves you, right? You can have your as built underground development directly on your tablet, and you can compare that already to your planned development without having to exit the mine.
Wow. How much of your time right now, and I've asked this, different versions of this question many times in the show, but it's always a little bit of a different answer for different companies, which I guess is in line with what you offer. So, the how how much of your time is still spent on the education side? Just showing, oh, this is what can be done now. As opposed to, this is it's efficient, it's this, but just showing people, no, this you can do it this way. You don't have to do it this way anymore. Or are you finding people are pretty up to date?
Right. I feel like usually in mining, there's a lot of innovation going around right now. But in the previous years, there wasn't as much technology that we do right now. So of course, because you're in a very in a very, like you said earlier, there is so much information in this industry that it's in order to get the word out, it would be hard, right? So we use we have our account executives that are in charge of providing training, showing providing live demonstrations as well. So we use these techniques in order to get the word out. Now, in terms of showing how this can actually improve, now that's all done through demonstrations and events like these, like PDAC, right? So there is still a lot of awareness to be done, because people know that a solution might exist, but they don't necessarily know that our solution exists.
Right.
You know.
Right. What about the expansion? Let's talk about Promine as a sort of as a place like again, I guess your focus is in Africa on the business development side. Is that
Mhm.
is that going to be through a lot of partnerships? Are you dealing directly with mines in Africa? What's sort of the outlook for that industry expansion in that part of the world?
Right. So, as I said, like Africa has untapped resources. The amount of resources that they have is enormous. Like I said, the example of Nigeria, where they have, you name it, gold, silver, copper, bauxite, petroleum, even. The country is full of natural resources. However, I feel that the leadership might not be effective in the sense that to have technology as advanced as we do here in North America, right? And because of some cases of illegal mining, then it's very hard to get those investors to actually invest in the mining and to mine the natural resources. And you have like 13 countries in Africa that are top exports of petroleum, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of natural resources, Africa is just very, very, very rich. And there are also a lot of universities that in need of software, and I feel like with our academic program we can really help those universities to teach students about software, completely for free. And when the students graduate, they really have an opportunity to get on the same train that's moving at a fast speed, in terms of like the mining industry. So
Yeah, some of
yeah,
them will be the leaders of tomorrow, right? In a lot of these
absolutely,
countries.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just a matter of mining responsibly, of providing the right leadership, uh, like creating awareness that mining is not actually bad, and and from there you can do great things. Yeah.
The from your, you said you've been, I said 3, and you've actually been with the company almost 4 years. So I was curious. So you talk about leadership. You're going out to places like Nigeria. You're going to PDAC. The headquarters are in Quebec. So you've got the Quebec, the French and the,
Right.
I'm sure in Ontario. And so you're actually collecting a lot of data on a personal level. And now you're
Right,
taking
yeah.
that back to your team and your leadership team. Can you talk? I mean, I'm assuming you're not going to say, "Oh, they're terrible. They don't listen to anything I say." So maybe I won't put you on the spot that way, but
Mhm.
just sort of what's your process of trying to communicate sort of next steps, what you're hearing on the ground back to your leadership team and how they receive it.
Right, yeah. So we are grateful to have a very good leadership, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on camera, but but yeah, we definitely have great leadership that want to innovate based on the industry needs, and that's something that that is essential in any companies, that you're always trying to create more solutions. You're always trying to provide more for your clients. And based on what I've seen from my several data collecting, is that people want things faster and more powerful. Doesn't matter what specific sector in within the mining industry, but in general, people, because we're evolving at a faster speed. So it's normal that people want things to be faster, to be more powerful. This is one reason why we've developed Provis in order to tackle that obstacle, and to really offer a solution where you're able to provide a more powerful data point, a cloud point cloud data, uh, in a better way. And I've seen a lot of excitement about electric vehicles as well. And that's a like a very, very good thing. It's a very innovative thing. It's environmentally safe. It is it offers the ability to work in a safer work environment. Uh, like I said, like it's great for the environment. However, I feel like the disadvantage of that is that it almost creates like a feedback, like a feedback loop, right? Because to
Mm.
create electric vehicles, you need minerals, you need nickel, you need lithium, you need copper, and in order to get those minerals, you need more mines. But then to have mines, you need more investors. And for the investors to actually invest in those mines, they want to see a return on their investment. So it almost creates like a loop where you're not sure whether is it feasible to go that fast or is it better to take it slow. And of course, here in North America, we have finite resources. So in order to get more minerals to really develop those electric vehicles, we might have to go into other countries now. But the problem is that here in North America, we have the best environmental regulations for the mining industry. There is no question about it. You know, we have the NI 43-101 report that where you have to include to the detail exactly how you're going to restore the environment, what methods you're going to use to, you know, prevent acid mine drainage, etc. However, in other countries, they might not have these regulations. So when we go to other countries and ask them to give us, you know, more minerals because we want to develop electric vehicles, then they might increase their mining, yes, but are they really doing it in an environmentally friendly way? So it's almost like we're trying to save the environment, but by reducing it from the other side of the planet. But we all, you know, we all live on the same planet. So it's a really question of a balance between mining responsibly versus, you know, developing and innovating.
Yeah, it's a tough issue. I mean, it's we're doing the next, not in this series at PDAC, but I think next week or a couple weeks from now, we're doing an episode,
Right.
and one of the topics that's going to be discussed is a lithium mine that's trying to get off the ground in Ontario, actually.
Right.
And they're going to be comparing the Ontario supply chain of lithium to the Australian supply chain of lithium, which is mostly transported by diesel or fuel. So
Right.
there's these really challenging issues within it. Again, I'm sure when you came out of university 4 years ago, you were not expecting this wall of information that came at you.
Absolutely not. No. It was very, very different, like I said. And you know, like I'm always learning. I've learned a lot with Promine, and you know, just by talking to people like you or other people as well. You know, it's always a great pleasure to learn from everyone. Yeah.
It really is. With Provis, just to sort of wrap up the interview, that is fully rolled out. I mean, obviously it's always developing, but it's fully rolled out. And how do people sort of get, you know, we'll put your, you know, contact information direct to your LinkedIn and everything like that. But sort of what's the first steps if people want to sort of check it out? Is there like a demo video and things like that?
Yes, absolutely. We do have demo videos in three languages, in English, French, and Spanish. And
Okay.
we also offer the possibility to speaking directly to an account executive to see it, you know, live. And people also have the chance to contact us to get a free trial in order to try it out by themselves. Yeah, so
Okay, good.
it's all web based as well, and all information that you put in there is securely uploaded to a server. So you know, it's very, very safe, and it's very powerful, like I said.
Well, Mohammed, you know, thanks. These are a little bit shorter episodes, and I feel like we could probably
All right.
cover a lot of ground. But you know, it's good to have you on the show. I hope this is not the last time ProMine comes on, because I really do feel there's so much we could cover, and possibly looking at some projects that you've done, you know, around the world, and sort of expanding on that. We just sort of scraped the surface today, but I do appreciate you coming on the show. It was really good to talk to you.
You're most welcome, and thank you as well for having me here. It's great to be here, and I've had a lot of fun talking about ProMine, and thanks again. Yeah.
Yeah, and have good time at PDAC. I hope lots is generated out of there.
Thank you so much. All right.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for watching. We're going to keep the episodes coming at you, and we'll put a lot of information for ProMine. Please keep suggesting guests to us. It's just been amazing. Not just the quantity of guests, but the quality from all the, as I said at the beginning, these different sectors of the mining industry. It's so complex, and our show is just sort of slowly tying them all together. So thank you for all the suggestions, you know, and please keep suggesting questions and guests and everything like that. Thank you. See you on the next episode of Mining Now.